You're listening to The Sports Moment, February 2nd, 2024. Part of the Sports Moments and Memories with Craig Olson podcast. Be sure to like and subscribe so you never miss a sports moment. Sponsored by Pemberton Law and Lake Area Docks and Lifts.
Lake Area Docks and Lifts, more than just docks and lifts. Lake Area Docks and Lifts.
We're going to call Thursday night Milestone Night in the local sports because a lot of things happened last night that people are going to remember people for a long time. So let's get right to it. And it started with a great performance on the wrestling mats by freshman Caleb Fronning of the Fergus Falls wrestling team. Adam Schlepp is his head coach. And last night, Caleb got his 100th career win. Now, he's only a freshman, okay? You just don't see that often where a freshman has reached that many wins in a varsity wrestling career. In fact, I asked Adam how rare that feat is.
Very rare. With match counts being increased to 45 several years ago, 5 or 6 years ago, it was something that you probably wouldn't have seen even 5 or 6 years ago. So it's a newer trend in the sport of wrestling, and if I had to guess, there's probably 20 or less freshmen that have recorded 100 victories in the state of Minnesota. Again, that's just a guess off the top of my head, but there's not a ton of freshmen recording their 100th win.
So Caleb Fronning has won a lot of matches in a short period of time. Why? What makes him so successful on the mat, Coach Schlepp?
Oh, I think first and foremost, he just has an undying love for the sport. He loves to wrestle. He loves to come into practice every day. He enjoys it. I think that love for competition and for wrestling is big to him, but I also think, he works extremely hard. He works very hard day in and day out. He puts in his time in multiple sports and in the weight room and making sure that he does everything he can to be the best individual he can be. And just really proud of him. Like you said, as a freshman, the maturity level there is quite incredible. He pushes himself and challenges himself and always trying to better himself. He's a great role model off the mat as well as only a freshman. So, a lot of great skill sets that kind of combine there and can equal a lot of success for an individual like Caleb, and he's really doing a lot of great things.
So riding momentum of a season that has seen him reach such a great milestone, how does he stack up when you put him up against the other wrestlers in his weight class looking at the section meet?
Right now at 145 pounds, we only have one loss in the section. We lost a 1-point decision to Bo Sumdahl in the second match of the season. We tried to get a rematch at home when we dueled against Detroit Lakes, and they ended up bumping Bo away from us. There's not much we could do there, so we didn't get that matchup. But I see him as a potential, 1 or 2 seed at 145 pounds. The top 2 kids make it, so it's definitely not an easy bracket. The Ramos boy from Perham, there's definitely some stiff competition. Leonard from DGF, we've lost to by a point, so that could even drop us down to maybe potentially a 3 seed, kind of depending on how the next couple weeks shake out here and who we see in the team section tournament. But I see us as a top 3 seed in the section, and definitely vying for one of those spots at the state tournament.
Well, what a great accomplishment by Caleb Fronning, the freshman for the Otter Wrestlers, 100 career victories, and he'll try to build on that moving forward. The Otters lost the 3 duels that they wrestled last night at Sauk Center, but the highlights provided by Caleb Fronning maybe made up for some of that. Well, that's just one of the milestones. Another milestone came at the Kennedy Secondary School Gold Gymnasium, and that is where Henry Bethel scored his 1,000th career point. Now, Henry's not a freshman, but he is a junior, and that's kind of a rare thing, too, to see a junior reach 1,000 career points. And one of the best things about that is head coach Matt Johnson gets to coach him for the rest of this year and a whole nother year.
Yeah, that puts a smile on your face to think about the the opportunity to get another year and a half almost with that guy. And Henry's an incredible scorer, gifted basketball player, and it's fun to get to coach a kid like that. They don't come around all too often. I've been pretty blessed in the last 8-10 years here, the stretch of kids we've had come through that have been able to reach that. He joins a pretty prestigious list of Otter basketball players.
Matt talks about how Henry Bethel is one of those players that can really be infectious on the court and make players around him better.
Yeah, he's got a charisma to him. The guys that really get to spend time and get close to him, he's got a smile that when he smiles, it lights up a gym. He's so competitive that on game night, I don't think everybody gets to see the kind of kid that we see, the joy he brings to the gym. But yeah, I thought last night was terrific. Great honor to get to the 1,000-point. But I told him after the game, I think it might be the best game he's played as a floor general. We talked to him a little bit about what a 1,000-point night looks like and the stress and the pressure that comes with that, but just letting it come and don't force the issue. And I thought in the first half he almost deferred to his teammates, but the way he got them involved was really special and something we've kind of been looking for. So really fun to see him have a great game as a floor general and then get rewarded with the points too when the opportunities came.
Well, the Otters won that game against Sartel 62-54. Henry had 21 last night and assisted on 4 baskets as well. You had Ryan Hurst with another big game. He's really been playing well. 9 points, 11 rebounds, 5 blocked shots. Micah Johnson had a dozen. He also grabbed 6 rebounds, one of his best offensive games as an Otter. But coming back from 10 down, that's something the Otters have found themselves having to do more often than not, and it's something that Coach Johnson would like to see them stop. Let's get rid of those slow starts, right, Matt?
Yeah, I think if you're a coach, you'd rather have a better second half than first half, but I'd be okay if we could put together 36 minutes of quality basketball. I thought last night in the first half, we turned it over a bunch. I don't know the exact number. It had to be somewhere around a dozen, 12, 13 turnovers in the first half. Pretty ugly. And then according to the stats we have, we didn't turn it over in the second half, which is a pretty impressive 18 minutes for our guys. So I was really happy about that, but we got to find a way to take care of the ball better in the first half. Defensively, I thought we lost focus, let their shooters get loose in the first half, and we adjusted well. It's always fun when 16, 17-year-old kids respond to adversity and figure out how to fix it, right? And kind of glue together and work together for the greater cause. And last night was a really good example of that. So I was really proud of our guys and the way they responded out of halftime.
Well, a great win, and congratulations to Henry Bethel on reaching that goal, that milestone of 1,000 career points his junior year. And great to have him as an Otter for another year plus as they look now to head down the stretch and get some consistency going into the playoffs. Henning scored 100 points last night. There's another kind of a milestone. You don't hit 100 a lot. You don't see that a lot in high school basketball. But the Hornets had 6 players in double figures on the way to that 100-51 win over Sabika. And they had Lane Dilly with a double-double, 14 points, 11 rebounds, 7 assists. Cale Misagatis had 20 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists. And Logan Kostelecki had 12 points, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists in the game. So good win for the Hornets under head coach Randy Misagatis. Norman County East Ulen Hitterdal defeated Underwood. The Rockets took the long bus trip to Twin Valley and got beat 74-62. It was Monaga 67, New York Mills 57. Wadena Deer Creek won on the road over Bertha Hewitt 69-52. Well, before we look at the girls' basketball scoreboard from last night and another milestone that we'll talk about, I want to thank the Pemberton Law Firm for being a part of our podcast. They serve you from 4 convenient locations around Lakes area with offices in Fergus Falls and Wadena, Detroit Lakes, and Alexandria. And you can also visit them online at pemlaw.com. Pemberton Law carries a legacy of trustworthy and reputable legal representation dating back to 1883. And Lake Area Docks and Lifts, Donovan and Renee Rasmussen, great supporters of all kinds of activities around the Lakes region, and they serve you from 5 different locations. And I know they're excited, and they know you're excited about getting ready for spring and summer. It looks like we're going to have an early one, right? I think the groundhog said it's going to be an early spring, so that's good. And I know they're ready at Lake Area Docks and Lifts, and they can help you get ready too. Lake Area Docks and Lifts, more than just docks and lifts.
Lake Area Docks and Lifts, more than just docks and lifts. Lake Area Docks and Lifts.
Well, more milestones, and on the girls' side in basketball, it happened for the Brandon-Evansville Chargers. They hosted Rothsay. They were behind at halftime by 4 points, but the Chargers battled back, won the game 73-66 on a night when senior Kylie Dingwall was red hot from beyond the arc. And I had an opportunity to talk with Kylie about her performance, and she hit 7 threes. That is a school record for most made threes in a game in a high school girls basketball contest for Brandon-Evansville. So, Kylie, when did you feel it? Was it in warm-ups? Was it the first time you took a three-pointer last night? When did you know it was going to be a special night from behind the line?
It really started in warm-ups. I was shooting on the outside most of the time, and they were all going in. I was barely missing, and it just felt good. So I took most of the open shots I could take during the game, and they were just falling, so I kept shooting.
How much has the three-point shot been a part of your game in your high school career? It's something you've always had, or is it something that you have seen progress over the last year or so?
Really over the last couple of years, because I used to not really shoot that much, and over the summer we did like a 10,000 shot club kind of thing, and I got a lot of shots up over the summer and the beginning during volleyball season even, and that really helped a lot.
And I asked Coach Steven Schreiber if the three-point game is a part of their regular game plan at Brandon-Evansville, or if they are just more apt to take what the defense is giving them.
I think we focus on three-pointers a bit. I don't ever want to be one-dimensional, so it's all my girls work on shooting outside. All my girls work on playing inside, and really it does depend a little bit on what the defense is going to give us. Kylie works really, really hard, both on her inside game and her outside game, and she's kind of found a newfound love of playing some high-low with Mia Elmer. So, but if teams are running zones on us, we have to be able to hit some outside shots, and she warmed up during the halftime of the JV game, and she warmed up before the start of the varsity game, and she said, it just feels really good today, and then she went out and she showed it.
Well, the three-point shooting is just part of why this Charger team has been so successful, but they have put together some great balance and some great depth, some great defense. They've won 6 of their last 7 and 4 in a row. Coach Schreiber, what has made your team so successful during this run?
Yeah, we play 8, and coming into the year, I told all 8 of them, I really feel like I've got 8 starters. I think even the 3 that come off the bench, in a lot of other systems, they'd be starters for them. And in some systems, they'd be their star player. So I really think that the unselfishness that we have, and the fact that we've had 3 different girls over 20 points, and we've had 7 girls out of the 8 in double figures. And the only one that hasn't gotten to double figures yet is Skylar Bitson, and she's our defensive stalwart, and she's really our senior leader out there. So she understands her role. She doesn't really need to score much. She does a lot of the other things. So I think it makes you a lot tougher to scout for when, if they want to take away our inside game, then we're going to hit outside shots. And if they want to try and take away a single player, we've got other players that absolutely will step up.
Steven Schreiber, head coach of the Brandon-Evansville Chargers. They are 13-4 now in the season that they are involved in, and they're hot. They're really playing well. Other games last night on the girls' side, Sartel beat Fergus Falls 74-54. Freshman Carly Hurst came off the bench and had a nice night. She scored 13 points and was 7 for 7 on the line. Underwood handled Battle Lake 68-24 in a Little 8 conference game. Ezra Baker had a double-double, 15 points and 11 rebounds, and Liz Luckin had 22 points. Also, Hillcrest wins big 77-51 over Clinton Graceville Beardsley. How about Elsa Retzloff with 33 last night? Ella Knutson a double-double, 15 points, 13 rebounds. And Ruby Peterson, what a solid floor game always, it seems, from Ruby. 15 points, 8 assists, 5 rebounds, and 4 steals last night. Caitlin Roloff scored 31 to lead Hancock past Parker's Prairie, 70-34. West Central area beat Swanville 73-31. It was DGF 73, Breckenridge 55. Pelican Rapids got another double-double from Ellie Welch, 13 points, 13 rebounds, and 29 points for Morgan Korf as they beat Frazee 55-49. Hawley knocked off Park Rapids area 66-58, and New York Mills defeated Pillager 62-58. Otter swimmers and divers had their final duel of the season. They were up against powerhouse Sartel last night, and the Sabres won 101.5 to 75.5. The Otters now set their sights on the Central Lakes Conference Championship meet, which is a week from tomorrow. In hockey last night, the Brainerd Warriors took care of the Otters 8-1 in Brainerd, and the Otter girls had a good night. They've been looking for goals. Well, they found some last night. Maddie Brimhall scored a hat trick. That helped. Hannah Johnson had a goal and 3 assists, and the Otters beat Northern Lakes 6-1. They had 39 shots on goal in that one. The playoffs begin next Thursday for the Fergus Falls girls hockey team. They're going to be the top seed in the section. They will get a home playoff game next Thursday at 7 o'clock. Opponent to be decided by the seeding. And the Otters are in a section that only has 4 teams. So next Thursday it will be the semifinals. The following week it'll be the finals. And then the winner goes on to state. So Otters will be the favorite in the section as the top seed for sure. And a couple of Timberwolves are going to the All-Star Game February 18th in Indianapolis. Karl Anthony Towns will be making his 4th All-Star Game appearance. Anthony Edwards will be going for a second time. They were both selected as reserves to the Western squad. And it could be that Chris Finch and his coaching staff will be on the bench for that, handling the coaching duties. That will be the case if the Wolves finish this week with 2 more wins, because it is the team with the best record at the All-Star break in each conference that has their coaches handle that duty. So it's possible the whole Timberwolves coaching staff will be involved in the All-Star game. Well, thanks for joining us for the podcast today. We're back with a fresh set of stories and interviews and all the stuff that keeps us going this winter. On Monday, you enjoy your weekend.
You've been listening to The Sports Moment with Craig Olson. Sponsored by Pemberton Law and Lake Area Docks and Lifts. Produced by Sunroom Lab. Music by Blue Red Roses. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts, and thanks for listening.